You know, he can review food. I've known him to review movies and concerts. And now he's here to review beer with us. Craig OTA joins us, editor-in-chief of Phoenix Magazine, here on the Arizona Craft Beer Awards and Festival Beer Channel. Of course, you know Johan. I'm Matt. Craig, what's going on, Craig? How much do you love beer?
I love beer a lot. I really do.
You have a favorite Arizona beer?
Brewery? Yeah, I mean, you know, I've always been a sucker for Wilderness, Arizona Wilderness.
Yeah.
We were just talking about Wren House. I'm a Central Phoenix guy, so Wren House was a blessing when it popped up.
I always like Wren House, the beer, the idea of kind of going down to the Wren House scares me a little bit because, I mean, I'm not in that area, but so it's like you drive down there and it's limited parking, let's say that.
It is
right?
limited, yeah.
But I mean, you can't beat the beer there.
No, you got Pala next door. It's a nice little scene they got going there on 16th Street. But it is kind of a tidy little place there in terms of parking. So yeah, anyway, I do love beer, and I'm excited to be with you here and drink some.
I am a Mesa guy, so that brings us to the beer we're reviewing today, which is the 12 West Cirrus Haze, and kind of like the cloud, you know, the Cirrus clouds, those wispy kind of long clouds that make for great sunsets here in Arizona.
That's right.
Kind of what it's named after. New England IPA, or hazy IPA, if you will, 7.2% ABV.
Used to be called Kalax.
Yeah,
which I didn't know that until you told me that.
2-3 years ago.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Kalax.
So this was called Kalax, this particular beer, this hazy. Now Kalax doesn't sound like a beer, it sounds like a laxative. So I can understand why they changed the branding. Especially if it's a wispy, hazy, you probably want something a name that reflects the nature of the beer. And Cirrus is nice.
All right, we'll pour our guest one here first. Get his thoughts. What do you notice right away? Do you notice the smell, the way it pours?
Kind of a straw-colored situation here. It's nice.
Sure.
Not too hazy looking.
No, some hazies can be a little bit more orange in color.
Almost looks like a Hefeweizen when you look at it just from a distance. It doesn't have the head of a Hefeweizen, but it's got the coloring of it.
The hops definitely leaps into the nose when you give it a whiff.
So the hops you mentioned, Cryo Mosaic hops, Cryo Amarillo hops, and lactose. So
do you smell the lactose at all in the aroma? Sort of a milky, creamy almost aroma.
My lactose nose has always been really undependable, so I'm not picking it up. But there is mouthfeel. Is that what lactose does? It gives you that kind of milky mouthfeel. Yeah, it does that.
Yeah,
it's got some of that.
Definitely,
it
sort of makes it
a milkshake IPA.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's a creamy mouthfeel. Like it kind of goes down.
Yeah,
I think
that softens this one a bit.
Sure.
It's not quite as like a high spice on like the top of your mouth kind of feel that some hazies can give you, especially when using the Amarillo hops.
Yeah,
I've always found that kind of seems like it adds like a black pepper kind of note.
This is Mosaic, right?
Yeah, and this one really softens. It's got the Cryo Amarillo too in there.
Now, someone was talking to me about cryo hops. It's where they cryogenically freeze the hops. They add it as to the dry. It's like a dry hop technique, right?
Sure.
After the boil, and it gives you a much more restrained, genteel kind of hop presence, right? Good for hazies because you don't want hop bombs usually.
Yeah.
I had one from Wren House the other day. It's not their daily driver hazy, which is Spellbinder. It wasn't that. It was something new they've just released. I had it at Tap House, and the guy was talking about the cryo hop, and it was awesome. Yeah. And this reminds me a little of that beer. It's very good.
Definitely. Like you said, it kind of smooths out the hop kind of bite, and then lactose is milk sugar, so it really is just kind of sweetening it out to kind of balance that bitterness. And I don't know. For me, this beer, even as its former name, was always a really easy drinker, and this is the kind of IPA that I'm a big fan of. So
when I first moved out, kind of that East Valley, Northeast Mesa area, 12 West had that original location in Gilbert at Barn 1 or Barn None, whatever you want to call it. I think it's Barn 1 because it's shaped like a barn.
The one at Agritopia?
Yeah, right next to Agritopia. And that was kind of one of the only craft beer tap rooms in the 5 years ago when I moved out in that area. Since then, it's blown up. There's Goldwater Longbow, and there's Pour Tap Room, there's Flights. There's all kinds of places now, but I always appreciated that
Deep
12
Gilbert.
West. Yeah, it's kind of that corner where the 202 stops becoming east-west, and then it goes north-south.
Right,
so
right.
that sort of area where there wasn't a lot of options. There's now starting to be a lot more options, and obviously they opened up that downtown Mesa location shortly after. It's been open now maybe 2-3 years, and great location.
Downtown Mesa is growing
Which is-
a lot. I feel like
yeah.
a lot of breweries are opening up, second locations, third locations out there. I remember when it used to only be, what is it, Desert Eagle?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Desert Eagle was the first brewery.
And Cider Corps popped up in
yeah.
there, but now
I've been around long
there's a
enough to remember
handful.
there was nothing in downtown Mesa. We called it Nil Avenue
Oh man,
back in the day when I worked for the Tribune. That was mean, accurate, but now it's nothing like that. There's
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff going on, including Rene Andrade's new place, the guy who did Bacanora. God, what's the name of it? It's his sister location to Bacanora.
it's on Main Street.
On Main Street.
Yeah,
And so-
we wrote about that. Kind of like some seafood stuff. too.
Espiritu.
Yes. I remember the picture of the fish that is
so,
like
yeah,
fried
the fish.
fish. Yeah, Espiritu. Very
Tons of
good.
things to eat and drink. Anyway, I think this tastes a lot more like a serious haze than it does a Kalax.
I agree.
There you go.
I agree.
So nice job.
Yeah,
12 West
good name
Brewing.
on that. 12 West, obviously, they came up with that name, 12 West, before they actually had the location at 12 West Main Street.
Oh, they knew they
So
were going to be there.
The owner had that building, and he leased it out as like a wedding venue
That's right,
rental,
yeah,
and,
yeah.
and then it ran out, and now it's a great downtown Mesa location where they serve food. They don't do the brewing there; they do that off-site. But there is a reported third location coming to kind of that Longbow, Northeast Mesa neighborhood, right where I live.
Really doubling down on the
Yeah.
East Valley, huh?
Yeah.
Good for them.
They want
That's
to
great.
they want to triple their production when they open that new facility and pump out a lot more beer. So
God bless them.
good job, 12 West, and Johan will tell us more about upcoming Best Fest, and then we're gonna have a special segment coming up here that I'm
Yeah.
gonna surprise these guys with.
So here, actually, I think I have a fun little boom.
Changing
So,
graphics.
I know,
Oh,
right?
man, nice.
So Best Fest is our Best of the Valley event, celebration party that we're putting on August 13th, celebrating a lot of our Best of the Valley winners. Obviously, Craig had a lot to do with that, but we're very excited to be bringing this event downtown Phoenix from 5 to 10 on August 13th. There's going to be puppies you can adopt. There's going to be all kinds of beer. There's going to be food, vegan food and burgers.
We're
and
hoping
all
for
kinds
an
of
adult
stuff.
puppet show. We'll see if that happens.
Yeah. Adult puppet
What
show,
does
maybe
that
a.
entail? Adult puppet shows.
Yeah. I mean, just our R-rated.
R-rated,
Nothing
yeah.
beyond that.
Okay, that's a different genre. There's adult and there's
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So it's going to be a really fun time, and we hope you will join us. Check out www.azbestfest.com.
How many W's was that?
That was 3 W's.
All right.
www.
azbestfest.com.
azbestfest.com. That's right.
You named all the breweries, right? I mean, you can have Oso, Simple Machine, Huss.
Oso, Simple Machine, Huss, Phoenix Beer Co.
Nice.
Cider Corps is going to be there. They are honorary brewery. And then Bonehouse is going to be there. We're also going to have Postino serving some wine. We're going to have Mingle and Graze doing some cheese boards and some wine samples. We're going to have Aioli Burger serving up some great burgers. Pachamama doing some vegan food. Hope's Fry Bread doing some fry bread. We got Urban Cookies Bake Shop doing some cookies. But then we also have a bunch of different local craftsmen, locally made products. Just Roughing It, bringing out some camping stuff, and
Maybe an escape room?
maybe an escape room, maybe a speakeasy that you'll have to try to find in the venue. It's going to be all kinds of stuff.
We're adding new vendors and participants every single day.
That's right.
So make sure to check out azbestfest.com for all the latest.
And puppies. So we're benefiting
There you
the Arizona Humane Society, and they're actually going to bring out adoptable dogs that you can play with and potentially take home.
Awesome. Well, AZ Best Fest, August 13th, coming up. And now, new segment alert here, guys. So I promised these guys that I'd surprise them with a mystery beer. They can't obviously see what's in the can. It's wrapped by this great Phoenix Magazine logo that I put together. But this
now you can
is...
take it to the beach and drink.
I'm going to pour some and see if you guys can name that beer.
Okay.
This is a common beer?
Almost like Name That Tune.
Sure.
So maybe you say, do I need 2 sips, 3 sips, or 1 sip maybe?
This is a beer you're relatively certain we've had before.
You should know this beer, I think.
Okay,
I think.
Okay.
Local. Same local beer, always on the Arizona Craft Beer channel. Now don't spit it out right away. Think about it, smell about it.
So it's not Sapporo.
It is, and we're hiding it in those Dixie cups. Not going to be a Bud Light.
I wish I could see the
si-
color.
It's
So-
got a real like tropical nose
Tropical.
on it.
Same style of beer that we just had, hazy IPA.
Okay.
So I'll give you that hint. Obviously in the 16-ounce can.
Yeah, I'm getting like
It's
guava,
local.
like very tropical fruits.
I
in
would
there.
say, yeah, I mean, we just mentioned Spellbinder, but Spellbinder is a little more austere, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, not as...
This is very like overtly tropical.
But the
Ooh.
it doesn't hit you on the palate with too much tropicality. It's drier than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's very balanced. It's very good.
Church music?
So
It's not church music.
You mentioned very good. It's not church music.
Okay.
It has won a very prestigious award in the last couple of years.
Really?
I'll give you that hint.
We haven't had it on the show.
We have not.
And that is a hazy. I mean, we're looking at
It's
it.
a hazy.
Yeah, right.
So this beer is a medal winner from a prestigious beer competition that we are modeling the Arizona Craft Beer Awards after.
Phoenix Brewery.
Phoenix Brewery, correct.
Okay.
Nail it down. I'll
narrowing it
narrow it down.
Yes
It's
or no question.
think
inside
which
the
one.
city limits
Yeah.
of Phoenix.
I mean, the one I always think of is, it's Tail Dragger, or it's that Scottish ale from the West Valley from
Oh, Saddle Mountain.
Saddle Mountain.
Yeah,
but
they're
that's
having a good year.
that's the only one I know has won a bunch of awards.
Yes,
I can't think of who's won a.
Yeah, they win quite a lot. They win for that beer. They've won for something called 300 Foot Steve.
I have another question.
Yeah.
Currently in production,
Yes.
it's like a staple beer.
Very wide production. A staple beer, a flagship beer at this Phoenix
Is it a
Brewery.
wilderness?
16-ounce can.
16-ounce can.
Is it wilderness?
It is not a wilderness beer.
Okay.
What is their?
Their
Flagship
flagship is, well, Refuge is, I consider that more of like a West Coast. I don't think that's a hazy. They have, what is it? La Ciudad is
That's
their
their hazy, yeah.
Yeah, their hazy that they started brewing when they opened the Phoenix one.
Which means the city.
Phoenix location.
You didn't know.
Well,
gonna be done with this beer
Johan
before.
is
I've
fluent in
already
Spanish,
finished
yeah. Our undercover Mexican knows his
That's
Spanish,
right.
La
We could say
Ciudad.
Spellbinder.
Yeah, did we say Spellbinder?
We didn't
Craig
guess
mentioned
it.
that a couple times, and if you mention it again, you would be correct.
There it is.
So I'll reveal it was Spellbinder.
Now you see, it tasted like Spellbinder, but the nose, I don't remember the Spellbinder nose being that fruity, which is great. I love it when it's fruity on the nose and then it's more austere on the
Yeah.
Found that I've had
balances
plenty of
everything
different
out nicely.
Spellbinders, and they seem to maybe differ from can to can that I get. So this one wasn't as maybe it's because we just finished drinking the previous one.
which is
There's a lot more aromatic. Spellbinder will be a lot more aromatic than I think other hazy IPAs,
Right.
and I think it's good when it's like that because it improves the flavor of it too. So yeah, gold medal winner in the hazy IPA category at Great American Beer Fest last year.
Wow.
It was or in 2020. It was
know
the
that.
actual.
That's fantastic.
It was the first year they had that category at
kidding.
GABF, and Renhouse took it home. So.
That's awesome.
So you guys got it after a couple guesses. Good job.
Did Renhouse buy Prescott Brewing?
They bought the facility up there in Prescott Valley.
Yeah.
So they brew. It allows them to brew maybe 5 to 10 times. Yeah, I mean
course.
way more beer. And they're actually one of the fastest growing brewers in the entire country because of that.
Because of that?
Yeah.
I mean, do they even make Prescott Brewing now, or is that
I
an
believe
extant
I
brewery?
believe it is. It's a hard beer to find on the shelf. They are still in existence, but
The only beer that I remember they making that was ever sort of recognizable was the Apocalypse, which is
Yep.
their chocolate porter.
Yep.
I always thought they
Otherwise,
did-
like I didn't really. I mean,
Didn't they have a Pilsner or a kind of a down the middle lager? I always thought that was good.
they did. They had a wide range. Prescott Brewing Company had a wide range that you could find at your Albertsons
Yeah,
or
right.
Total Wine, whatever.
I mean, weren't they the oldest brewery in Arizona, like craft brewery?
They might have been. I know.
Or Oak Creek, one of those two.
Flagstaff Brewing Company has been up there for almost 30 years now.
well,
Anyway, we should find all this out and tell
These
people.
are questions that maybe we should have pre-gamed a little bit before and researched, and then we can
yeah, that's the whole point.
Expertise,
We're just
but,
shooting from the hip here.
we only prepared for 12 West and obviously this mystery beer. So, good stuff, guys. We
Yeah.
appreciate it. And Craig, are you going to stick around for our next episode?
Are you shooting it now?
We are.
Oh wow! Okay,
Yeah.
you do it like game shows.
We'll
where
do
Yeah.
three
do
like
like
Pat Sajak kind of rules. Yeah, for sure.
Jeopardy. Do
Yeah.
Jeopardy. Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right, great. We'll see you on the next episode, guys.